You're watching Stormforce Games, live streaming 3 nights a week at twitch.tv/StormforceGames. Next on Stormforce Games, it's Farming Simulator 22. Stormforce Games starts right now. Good morning, everyone. 11:07 a.m. on the 14th of June, 2022. Welcome to the show, everyone. I'm TV Guy Jay. This is Stormforce Games, and we're playing FS22 today. This is the start of a new stream schedule, hopefully. Fingers crossed I can keep it together and make this work. So, due to my new work schedule, I work split shifts now, Monday through Friday, which means that I have a few hours in the middle of the day, each day, that I can come home from work and stream, in addition to my 3 nights a week regular schedule, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. So the plan going forward is to do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then also on Thursday and Friday and Saturday, we'll do our regular primetime streams at 8 p.m. going until 10 p.m., 11 p.m. maybe. New stream schedule is on Twitch in the panels down below and on my Twitch page, so if you want to check it out. I also posted something to Twitter at Stormforce Games, so check that out if you want to know exactly what the new schedule is. Drapler, thank you for the new for the follow. Drapler, I'm sorry, I'm bad with pronunciations, but welcome to Stormforce Games, and thanks for joining the Discord as well. Let's see here. So, right now, I do believe we are going to do some FS22. So, we're back on the Goldcrest Valley map, and hopefully we will have some more stuff to do today. Time will tell. There are some areas that I can mow some grass, so we may look into that. But anyway, we will get into it now on the stream. So from our last stream, we tried to remove this cell site in Giants Editor, but for whatever reason, I couldn't get the map to load after I removed it. So I have to do a little bit more experimentation with trying to get this removed. It's not a placeable, so I can't just go and sell it. It's actually part of the map, so I need to figure out how to go into Giants Editor and actually remove that without breaking the rest of the map. Taking it out is easy, but breaking the rest of the map, or not breaking the rest of the map, is difficult. Lurkin, I see you. Thank you for the lurk. Appreciate that very much. Good afternoon to you and yours. Hopefully you're doing well. All right, so a couple of things I want to check out. First and foremost, there is some stuff I want to look at here. I do believe. So I purchased a weed eater, a weed whacker. The only problem is I don't know what category it's in. I don't, So I don't know where it would be. We did get the IT runner pack, though. I've been waiting on this. This is exciting, so this will be a big help for us when we grow a little bit more, because we'll be able to utilize this to kind of tow things around and switch off things without needing a different trailer. We also have the bale container and the wood container. The one thing I noticed that isn't here is there was a different type of slurry container. There was this one, and then there was a different one as well. So not sure what happened there, but regardless, still looking for that weed whacker. I don't know what category that would be under. It's a handheld item, so I figured it would have been under chainsaws, mowers, or grassland care, but it's not under any of those. So I'm not quite sure where it is. I'll have to go look for that later. But regardless, where are we at on farm stuff here? I have wheat planted on these 4 fields here, and it is in the growing stage. We also did some work to this field that I made and actually squared off the corners. So that's why it looks kind of funky here. There is kind of like a border around it that isn't planted because of the tool that I used. I kind of plowed under some of the wheat that I had planted, but also squared off the corners, so now it's a properly rectangular field. So next time we go to prep this field for planting, we'll do it properly and have the whole thing planted. In the process of doing landscaping on our property, we ended up buying a piece of land, this piece of land right here, and apparently I can't sell it back because I actually, when I started this map has property lines laid out in kind of a weird way, and one of my equipment sheds that came with the basic farm when you first start this map actually lies over the property lines. So because of that, I can't actually sell this because it thinks I have property on that parcel. So we just held on to it for now. I had said that I wasn't going to work this land just because technically I shouldn't own it yet, but I may actually just mow it. I don't own these fields, so I can't really do anything useful like that, but I could mow this area. A lot of this is hilly and rocky terrain anyway, so it's not of huge use, but if I can mow it and make some money on it, then why the heck not? So what I want to do is I want to grab a tractor, and we're not going to use this one because it's in need of maintenance. I'll probably grab this class here and put the mower on it. I also forget I need to do need to set up my steering wheel force feedback because it is giving me trouble. There we go. And I should probably double check my keybinds while I'm here, just to make sure they didn't get deleted again, like they always do. But nope, it looks like they kept it. Good. So here we go. We're gonna go find the mowing deck, which I think I left over in the yard. Okay, just checking something else as well. Let's see here. Yep, there's the mowing deck right there. I'm gonna put it on from the other side here. There we go. Come on, connect up. No, you want to. There we go. Hold that down. So the grass looks kind of spotty. It's because of the way I did landscaping. So we're just gonna go fix this problem right now by mowing this grass, making it all the same height so that it will all grow back properly. We're just gonna do this quick and dirty. There's really no easy way to do this properly. I'll get to that side later. It makes it hard to do when it's not arranged in any particular pattern. Just because you're kind of skipping around. It's also going to be harder to collect because we don't have a windrower, but we'll make this work somehow. So this is really just cosmetic work, but at the same time, we're going to utilize all this cut grass and sell it because we need the income right now. We are getting small residual income from our greenhouse. I already checked the finances, and we've already made right around $1,200 on selling produce from the greenhouse. So that's pretty good. I mean, that's better. That's more income than we had than we would have had without the greenhouse. So we'll let that work its magic, and that will pay off, you know, in time. I haven't checked the beehive situation yet. We placed 2 beehives. I haven't checked the honey drop-off area to see, you know, what has been produced so far. But when I have a minute, I'll run over there and check. It looks like there might be something over there already. So time will tell on that one. Continuing to mow grass here. So that's picked up there. I do have a little bit on the other side by my silos that I got to pick up. Some of this grass I planted too far out, and it's growing over the road. Spin this around here, go back. So having that other parcel of land now will allow me to actually work over in that way, which means that a lot of these trees I could potentially get rid of. I'm not going to clear cut the whole thing. I am going to leave a lot of trees in there, especially in areas where I can't really work the land, like that mountainous rocky area, that ledge. It's just more work than it's worth to mow up there because I can't use that land for anything. So I'll probably just mow the edges, make a fringe, and then and then leave the rest untouched, just because I can't use that area for anything useful. It's not like having open flat land like this right here where I can, you know, do something with it. Okay, so that's the edge of my property right there, apparently, according to the game, which is a little obnoxious because I have a field there, but it's just the way that the property lines are drawn out in the map. It could have been done a little bit better, I think. It's not super realistic how that's done. But, you know, there you have it. So we'll just mow up to the edge. And there's our other beehive right there. These are the large ones, so hopefully the production on them will be pretty high. I do plan on getting more when I can afford it. They're about, I think, 12,000 a piece. Now this one I can actually go in a little bit further here, so let me mow along the edge of this field. You see how far in it will let me go. And then I just have to keep going out until I can't mow anymore. Alright, so it stops basically right there on the edge. which is fine. All right. So I kind of see where the edge is. Basically right here, I think. All right, perfect. So now it's basically just a matter of picking all this up with the wagon and selling it. Eventually I will get into baling this for silage, or even better, potentially purchasing the BGA and making silage there. I'm gonna do the yard around the farmhouse after. I'd probably prefer to do that with either a smaller mower or a weed whacker. Where is the? It's in the barn, so let's back up here. We'll connect that up, and we'll get it running. And hopefully this will get us a couple thousand worth of grass. Alright, lots of grass getting picked up here. We'll turn around. Grab this little bit here and then try to cut in. There we go. Much better. I just have to make sure that I stay on my land, because this thing has a hard time sometimes picking up when you're not on your land. Perfect. And we will loop around the beehive, take a straight run at the edge of that, and then we'll start picking up the rows. I turned the wrong way. Excellent. All right. We'll get a couple of wagonfuls out of this cutting anyway, so maybe a few $1,000s in profit from this, I would say. Sleeping schedule has been really weird lately, so I'm actually pretty tired. I don't know that I'll be able to go straight through till 2 for stream today. I'm gonna try to work on my sleep schedule a little bit and make it so I'm better rested. But I did want to start this this new schedule off on at least as good of a note as I could. So like I said, I might stream for a little while today, but my plan going forward is to do my posted schedule, which is 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And while also doing 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So Thursdays and Fridays, you'll actually see 2 separate streams from me during the day, one in the morning and one in the evening. Whereas Tuesday and Wednesday, you'll just see morning streams from me, and then Saturday, you'll only see an evening stream from me. Again, that's the hope. It's a pretty ambitious schedule. It's 18 hours of streaming a week, where normally I struggle to even do 3 nights a week. But this new schedule, the new work schedule that I have, is allowing me to kind of split up my day, which is nice, because now I have several hours during the afternoon on weekdays where I can just sit around and relax, or in this case, stream, you know, play video games or do whatever. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm excited. It's going to be a nice change for me. And as soon as I get my sleeping schedule figured out, make all my necessary body adjustments, then it should be smooth sailing. Alright, we're going to offload this load and then pick up the rest. For some reason, it's not offloading. There we go. That was weird. Glad I caught that, because I was like, what is going on here? What in the world? All right, about $2,100 for that load of grass. I'll estimate that I have, well, less than one more cart here, so I'll probably see another 1,000. I'd say I got about half a load remaining to pick up. But we'll see. Could be less than that. I think after bees, I think my next order of business is going to be starting up that chicken enclosure there, that chicken coop. Having honey and eggs as passive income would be pretty awesome. And then I think after that, I'm going to foray into sheep and possibly pigs. I don't know if I want to get into pigs, but I think sheep might be fun. They're a little less complicated than cows, but eventually I want to get into cows. I want to make this a dairy farm. And that's just gonna take some time, really, to get that all sorted out. Alright, I missed a little bit back there, so I gotta go back and get it, but I'll get this stuff while I'm up here. Alright, we got that last little bit. So now we can get this. And this area is all that's remaining. So I'll have much less than half a load. I'd guess probably $500 worth of grass here. We'll see. I'd be happy if I got 500. Trying to figure out how I'm going to get those edges up there. They're really close to the building. I have an idea, but I don't know if I'll be able to execute it. We'll have to see. What I'm going to do is get as much as I can without. A lot of rough terrain right there. All right. Now I'll go back the other way, hit it from the other direction. See how much of that I can get. Run close in there. Okay. Wasn't able to get as much as I thought I'd be able to get, so this might be tricky. Actually, what will help me is if I drop this mowing deck here, because that will reduce the clearance, or increase the clearance rather, on the front of my tractor, so I'll be able to get in closer, make a tighter turn here. Nice. Alright, perfect. So that sets me up perfectly for what I want to attempt here. I'm going to try to back this cart in between the barn and that little shed. And in doing so, I'll pick up that little bit left over. I think I got it. There we go. It only picks up going forward, I guess. But either way, that's all picked up now, so I do believe that's it. Again, I'll do the yard another time, but pick up the mowing deck here. Perfect. And then we can go sell this grass. I got 22% load, so I'd say under $500, maybe $500. Be in the neighborhood, at least I should. Fingers crossed for 500. Let's see. 497. Look at that. Corp, how you doing, man? I am still playing Farming Sim. This is the thing. This is the thing now. I had been playing GTA RP for a long time, but the server that I was on unexpectedly shut down. And the new server that I went to, I wasn't happy with how things were going there. I wasn't really comfortable there. So I decided to just kind of stop playing GTA RP for the time being until I can find a good server. And when I do find a good server, then I'll be adding that to the repertoire of games. But in the meantime, it's going to be a lot of Farming Sim, and I'm going to sprinkle some other stuff in there. So I have a new schedule because of work. I work a split shift Monday through Friday, which means that I have a few hours in the middle of the day between the two sides of my shift that I can come home and just kind of do stuff. So what I've decided I'm going to do is I'm going to do daytime streams on Tuesday, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays from like 11 a.m. Eastern to like 2 p.m. Eastern. And then on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I'm also going to do an 8 p.m. to like 10 or 11 p.m. Eastern stream as well. So a couple of days a week I'm going to be streaming twice, once in the morning, once in the evening. And some days I'll just be streaming in the morning and others just in the evening, but it's an ambitious schedule. It's 18 hours of streams a week, and I struggle normally to just do 3 nights a week, so we'll see how this goes. But where can you get this t-shirt? You know, I have quite a collection of Hawaiian shirts. This is one of them. This is one of the couple of Hawaiian shirts that I have that don't have any green on them. Because obviously, if I wear green on stream, it's gonna give me just a little bit of trouble, you know? Like, it's kind of hard to avoid this, you know? So any bit of green whatsoever is gonna be a problem. But I have a growing collection of Hawaiian shirts that I enjoy wearing on stream. I just wish I could wear more of them because, like I said, green poses a problem a lot of the time. So I don't know. I happen to like this one. It's starting to not fit because I'm becoming a fat fuck, but so be it. I like to eat. What can I say? What have you been up to these days? You know, the lack of what is this down here? What happened in this area? I don't understand. It says there's wheat growing over here. What? That can't be right. Floating headstorm Stormforge. Yeah, I know. That would be kind of cool. Over in the Philippines for a bit. I'm now working away, trying to get a new apartment. Yeah. So you were traveling. How how's travel right now because of obviously the big C and everything? You know, there's trouble with travel. How has that all worked out for you? You know, how's the Philippines compared to, say, like Japan or whatever? You know, like I've been trying to get to Japan now for 2 years, and of course, naturally, when I got ready to go, they closed the country. So I'm kind of stuck waiting for them to reopen. Pretty strict about it all over there. Gotta wear face masks. Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised that the U.S. gave up face masks as early as they did. I suspected they were gonna milk that for as long as they possibly could, but I am happy to see that most places have gotten rid of it. You know, it's always an option. Like, I'll wear a face mask if I want to, but I don't like to be forced to do things like that. Had to get a COVID test within 48 hours of flying out and have a full vaccine with booster. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of places. That sounds like a lot of places, which is fine. Like, I mean, if they want you to prove that you're healthy, then so be it, you know? If you're healthy, it shouldn't be an issue. My issue is that, like, I really want to go to Japan, and they still haven't opened up the country to tourists, or at least I think maybe they just recently opened up to specific tour groups. But not open for free tourism. It's basically like a guided, kind of like a North Korea thing, you know, like a very strict, guided, rigid, scheduled tour, and only with groups. I think this is a precursor to Japan opening completely, and I hope they do that before end of summer. But I'm planning on going toward the end of this year or early next year if things don't work out. But again, the country has to be open first, so. They had just got rid of mandatory face shields plus face masks. Wow, okay, yeah. So they were going all in on it. I guess that's a good, like, I guess it's good that they're trying to do their part, I guess. It just, you know, it's an inconvenience, but a necessary one, I guess. Let's see here. What can I do right now? I don't really have anything I can do other than mowing grass. You know? The honey production has started. I only have about 9,000 in the bank. They went mad. They had curfews, sanitizer everywhere. Everyone had face masks and face shields. It kind of sounds like a little bit like the UK. Didn't they have curfews over there? They like locked down the country, like proper lockdown. Like the US said they had lockdown, but people could still go places. But there were, I think it was like the UK or some country was like, you stay in your homes. Like, you leave, you get arrested, sort of thing. So when I arrived, they corralled the entire plane into a room and went through. Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, they could never pull that off in the U.S. Like, the whole my freedoms and my rights and the Constitution and all this stuff. Like, they would never be able to get away with it. They would never be able to get away with it. There are things in place to be able to make something like that happen, like enacting martial law and all this stuff, but realistically, they could never pull that off. Like, they could never do it in the United States. It just wouldn't work. I suspect they tried, but the way people are today, like, very selfish, very entitled, like, there's no way they'd be able to pull that off. Your lady was outside waiting, had no way to let her know. Yeah, did they, like, were, like, phones not allowed or anything? Like, how does that work? Maybe they think you can, like, transmit COVID via the phone. Was it a 5G phone? Oh man. Yeah, man, it got crazy. It really got crazy. And like I worked through almost the whole thing. Oh yeah, local sim. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Gotcha. Yeah, that's going to be my issue when I go to Japan is I'm going to have to get a local sim after I get there unless I somehow manage to order one beforehand, but I don't whoops, am I stuck? I don't suspect that's going to be easy to do when I'm not there, you know. Yeah, it's so crazy. Giving them out for free? Really? Wow. That's pretty cool. Like, I mean, that's great. That's fantastic. I think I looked at the prices for the ones I want to get, and it's like 50 or 60 bucks US to like get a data SIM card or something like that for Japan for like the week that I want to be there. Just for a week. Like 50 or 60 bucks. That's really neat. I mean, obviously the Philippines is a much smaller country than like the US and Japan, but that's still that's awesome that you were able to get set up and not have to pay through the nose for it, I guess. Where was I? What the hell was I gonna do? $1 a week for data? Man, that's nothing. That's nothing. Can't even buy a coffee for $1. Like, Jesus. That's incredible. Alright, I think I'm gonna take the mowing tractor down to the lower fields and see if I can do any damage down there. See what kind of mess we can make. Yeah, it's not like the gas prices, huh? Man, the cost of gas or petrol here in the United States is just absolutely out of control right now. I'm sure it's even worse like in other places because you guys measure it in liters, don't you? So it's like it's something ridiculous per liter, but $2 a liter. Yeah, we measure in gallons, which is a lot more than the liter, so our numbers are a lot higher. But it's crazy. Like gas prices around where I live have traditionally been, I would say on average over the last 5 years, have been around $2.50 to $3 a gallon. Now it's over $5 a gallon. Like gas has literally doubled in the span of a couple of months. And you know, it used to cost me about $30 to fill my Subaru, and now it costs me over $50 to fill my Subaru. And to fill my work truck, thankfully I'm not paying for that, but to fill my work truck, it's well over $100 a tank. One of my work trucks holds 48 gallons of gas. That's freaking out of control. Like, can you even imagine? That's like $300. $10 a gallon. Oh my God. How do you get, like, oh, how do you afford that? Like, seriously, I mean, you guys obviously have a very good public transportation system. Only certain places in the United States have that luxury. Where I live, we don't have public transportation for the most part. We have some buses, we have a train, not a subway system. We have a ground train that goes from Portland, Maine to Boston. That's it. It's not even really, it's a commuter train, but it's not really rapid transit because they only run like once every 4 hours or something like that. Yeah. I mean, we don't have much of an established public transportation system where I live. You know, like I said, we have some intercity buses. the city of Portland, which is the closest big city that I'm like, I live right near there. They have some citywide bus systems with different lines and stuff, but it's nowhere on the scale of like the New York City system or Boston or Washington or places like London or you know, Tokyo or whatever. Like we're amateur compared to them. So most everyone here drives, and most everyone here has more than one vehicle. And because we live in an area that we get really bad winters, or at least we used to, most everybody has big vehicles, like big SUVs and big pickup trucks and stuff, because they use them for four-wheel drive. So it's nuts. Like, gas is crazy. And diesel fuel here is over $6 a gallon now. Buses where you are like every 30 minutes. Yeah. I think the fare to ride the subway in Boston is like $2.40. And it will take you basically anywhere in the city you want to go, which is pretty nice. Boston's got a pretty decent rapid transit system, like subway, light rail. They also have a very large bus system, and the bus fare, I think, is a little bit different. I've never really taken a city bus, because the subway system will take me within walking distance of anywhere I want to go in the city. Almost anywhere. Because I refuse to drive in Boston. Like, Boston's the closest, like, major metro area to me. About 2 hours away. Hour and a half, 2 hours away. And I refuse to drive into Boston. I'll drive into the suburbs, and I'll park at one of the outlying subway stations. And then I'll take the train to wherever I need to go. You know, if I'm going to someplace in the city, if I'm going to the TD Garden for a hockey game or a concert or something, I'll take the train in. Because driving in the city, fucking forget it, man. 4 pounds to go 6 miles? Wow. That's nuts. Spending is literally capped on public transport, about $10 a day. I guess that's a pretty good way of doing it, though. Like, if you have a long distance to go, like, you know, you're capped at $10 no matter what. That's or 10 pounds. That's not bad. I wish they did that with the toll roads up here. Like, we have, I don't know how it is in the UK, but in certain places in the United States, and particularly around where I live, we have toll roads where you pay a toll to use the roads. You know, where I live has traditionally been fairly inexpensive to use those toll roads, but over time, just with as with anything else, the prices have gone up and up and up and up and up. So, you know, just to drive to Boston from where I live costs me about $5 just in tolls to use the highway. So yeah, you know, they nickel and dime you everywhere you go. Whether it's gas or tolls or, you know, transit fare, whatever, what have you. You can't go anywhere without paying a buck or two, and everyone seems to have their hand in my pocket. We're gonna cut down all these trees just because I don't like them. They're in the way. And I could use the wood chips. And these are some big ass trees, yo. I like the sound effects when the big ones come down. It's pretty cool. Some of the markers for these trees are not quite where they should be. Here's another big one. Timber! Bang! Really cool. There goes that one. Oh, we got one of them big gangly trees too. Those things are a pain in the ass. Ah, I hate these big ones. Yes, both. So it's been a minute, but I had been working for a communications company and was doing a bunch of things like climbing towers and working on radio equipment and doing all that stuff. Well, they actually fired me. And the reason they gave, I think, was kind of lame. They said that I was too negative, which I personally find hilarious. Because, you know, I'm the most positive person I know. Just kidding. No, they said that I was too negative. So, but there was a lot of, like, BS going on there, and I was not really having it, so it was kind of a blessing in disguise. I know, right? I know. Too negative? What? TV Guy J? Nah, that's crazy. That's gotta be bullshit. So anyway, yeah, I was unemployed for about 3 weeks. Started looking for jobs immediately, obviously, and I came across this job that I didn't think was going to turn into much. It was for this company I'd never heard of. And I was like, all right, let's give it a try. Let's see, whatever, you know. I applied for it. And the job, I have made a huge mess. The job was for a highway safety patrol position. So I'm in this truck and I drive the highways or the motorways around where I live, responding to crashes, responding to breakdowns, flat tires, that sort of thing, and I help motorists get back on the road. So it's kind of like a tow truck job, but we don't drive tow trucks. We just drive service trucks. And the truck I drive is decked out with like strobe lights, and it has a big arrow board on it so I can direct traffic. It comes with a bunch of equipment on board, like a couple gallons of gas. If somebody runs out of gas, I can tank them up and they can get off the highway to the nearest gas station. We have tools for changing tires and you know, inflating flat tires and all that stuff. You know, it's a proper setup. So so I applied for the job. I said, well, I mean, I have automotive experience. I used to work at a dealership, like, you know, whatever. This sounds like it'd be pretty cool. I didn't even pay attention to what the pay rate was. And so they called me, we interviewed, things went well. Right after I interviewed, I got COVID. So I was sick for like 2 weeks. I still have a little bit of a cough, but I am getting better, and I did test negative recently, finally. Actually, I have the test right here, matter of fact. Tested negative. Then they called me back and they said, well, you know, we'd like to bring you on. We'd like to offer you the job. And I was like, oh, cool. All right. Awesome. So at least I won't be unemployed anymore. That's great. And then they told me how much they were going to pay me. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? I mean, I was like, what? Huh? They're paying me $25 an hour. To give you some perspective, minimum wage in my area, in my state, is, I believe, $11.50, $11.25 an hour. So I'm making 25 bucks an hour. That's the most money I've ever made in my life at any job. I worked 20 years in broadcasting. I worked 20 years as a professional broadcast engineer. I didn't make anywhere near 25 bucks an hour. I'm making 25 bucks an hour to drive a truck on a highway back and forth in circles, basically, helping people that have broken down. Half the time, I don't even get out of my truck. So this is awesome. Like, this is great. Okay? I work by myself. Like, I don't have somebody breathing down my neck. I don't work with a partner. I work alone. Have my own truck. I'm my own person. You know, they give me a schedule, and I have a route that I have to patrol, which is 20 or 30 miles of highway. So 60 miles round trip, roughly. And, exactly. No one to call me negative. That's a great way of looking at it. So, yeah, I just sit there and I drive. I start my day at 7 a.m. I get on the highway at 7 a.m. I call into dispatch on the radio. I say, "Hey, I'm available." And if they have something that they need me to respond to, they'll call me on the radio. But otherwise, I'm just patrolling, driving up and down the road. I'll stop if I see a car or a truck pulled over on the side of the road. Ask them, you know, "Hey, are you okay? Do you need help? What can I do for you? What's the problem?" Get them whatever help I need, including if they need to be towed. I can call a tow truck for them. And then I just sit there behind them with my lights flashing so that they don't get run into, because in the United States, we have what's called move over laws, which means that if you encounter an emergency vehicle on the side of the road, any vehicle with flashing lights, basically, that includes fire trucks, ambulances, police cars, tow trucks, highway service vehicles, etc., you have to move over one lane. So you have to put a lane between you and the vehicle on the side of the road. Well, nobody in the United States does this, okay? People will be driving by me at 85 miles an hour, 6 inches from my side mirror. So the primary reason we're there is to provide protection for the person broken down and a tow truck or a state trooper if they're on scene as well. If somebody's going to hit them, they're going to hit my truck first. And my truck is a very large Ford F-250 Super Duty. It's not a huge, it's not like a dump truck, but it's a very large pickup truck with a lot of equipment on it. It's got a crash bumper in the front, so I can use it to push cars off the road that have been involved in crashes. It's pretty wild. I don't have a picture of the truck. I'll have to get a picture of the truck and put it up somewhere. But I mean, I enjoy it. I really enjoy it. I'll jump in the truck. I'll turn the radio on and just jam out to whatever music, and I'll just drive. And what makes it even better now is that I had been working Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And it was really nice to be able to sleep in. Let me tell you, being able to wake up at like 10 a.m. and go to work for 11 was great. I'd get home at 7, which was but I got to sleep in. The only problem was I don't really like working weekends. Well, one of the other people in my company asked me if I wanted to change schedules with them. We only have 3 drivers. It's me and 2 other guys, and then our manager, who occasionally drives. He fills in. So this other guy, he was like, "Hey, would you rather work the split shift and have weekends off?" Because he had a Monday through Friday split shift. And I said, "Yeah, I mean, I'd love to have my weekends back. That would be great. You know, have weekends off and stuff like that." And he said, "Okay." And the schedule for that starts at 7 a.m. as opposed to 11, but it's from 7 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. And then from 10:30 to 3:30, I'm off. I don't have to work. I can come home and do whatever. And then at 3:30, I go back to work until 7 p.m. So it's a split shift Monday through Friday, and I have 11 a.m. to 3:30, 10:30 to 3:30 off every day. And I just work on both sides of that. So it's really awesome because, yes, I have to wake up early, but if I want to, I can come home and have a nap in the middle of the day and then go back to work. So I'm really working 2 3.5-hour shifts a day, which is pretty good, you know? And at the same time, I'm making $25 an hour to do it. Plus, people tip. If I help people and they're generous enough, they'll throw me... I've had 2 different people hand me $50 bills. I don't have my wallet with me. I actually keep all my cash in my wallet, but we're not supposed to accept tips, but we do. It's more awkward to tell somebody, no, sorry, I can't accept that. I'm not accepting your tip. Like, we just do it because we don't want to make anybody angry. We don't want to offend anybody. So, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, exactly. And you know, one day of working, you know, it's a 7-hour shift, I guess. But at $25 an hour, and then somebody slips you a $50 bill, you just upped your hourly rate for that day by a few bucks, you know? Like, that's incredible. I've probably made $200 in tips so far, and I've only been there a month and a half. You know, I mean, it doesn't seem like a lot, but that adds to my hourly rate like crazy. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm probably averaging like $30 an hour. Which is just way more money than I've ever made in my life. It's just so great. And of course, I have debt just like everybody. So, you know, it's nice to know that, like, okay, I'm now what I would consider financially comfortable. I wouldn't say that I'm like on the path to being the next, you know, Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos or something, but I would definitely say that before too long, I suspect that I'll be able to get out of debt and be able to, like, properly take care of things, which I'm super happy about. Oops, I just threw that tree on my tractor. So yeah, anyway, I'm just super happy right now. And the best part about it is my boss seems to be really happy with my work. Like, he's the type of person that's, like, fairly skeptical. Because he's obviously, I know that he's had a lot of, like, poor employees in the past. It just, I get that vibe. So I think, one, I'm super happy because he's super happy. And two, it makes me comfortable knowing that if he's happy, then my job is secure. I don't have to worry about getting fired or, you know, whatever. Also, the other great part about this job, from what I've been told by other people that work there, is that the company has operations all over the country. So they have different contracts in different parts of the country, like in Florida and New York. The company's actually based out of New York. Florida, New York, New Jersey, you know, Virginia, all these places. So if I wanted to move, and say move to Florida again and live in Florida like I used to, I could just transfer down there, transfer to a unit in Florida. And from what I understand, down in Florida, they're making like $30 an hour. So the opportunity exists for me to potentially move away from where I live and make more money. So I'm pretty happy right now. I mean, you know, I guess the saying goes, ask me again in 3 months, and we'll see if I've changed my mind about how awesome it is. It is a dangerous job. You know, I mean, I am working on the side of the highway alongside drivers that are too busy on their cell phones to pay attention to the you know, safety worker on the side of the highway. We have to wear lime green clothing, you know, like the safety clothing and hard hats and all that stuff. But it doesn't help, you know, it makes us more visible, but it doesn't help people pay attention and drive properly. So, you know, will I get injured on this job one day? Yes, probably. It's very likely. Unfortunately, our state has an inordinate amount of state troopers and highway workers getting run over by cars and killed. So I just hope that that doesn't happen to me one day. But in the meantime, I'm going to make a pretty good amount of money doing it. I really hate forestry in this game. It is the worst part of this game. But yeah, the new schedule has allowed me to sort of, pardon the pun, branch out on my streaming. Why is this tree wigging out? This tree is doing something very, very strange. I really don't know what happened there. I feel like something strange happened there, but I don't know what it was. One has a branch that won't leave. There we go. Oh, let's see. Yeah, so that's my life in a nutshell right now. I'm focusing a lot on streaming, trying to get things like properly set up on my stream, changing a bunch of things, and I've got plans in the works for some new emotes that I want to do, because I just realized the other day, like, hey, I've got a whole bunch of emote slots that I can use, so I want to start doing that. I'm thinking I'm gonna have some emotes commissioned. I'm gonna make some, pay somebody to make some. I just don't know what I want yet. It's like the hardest thing about the creative process is like trying to come up with an idea. I've given up on original idea at this point. Like the idea of having an original idea, I'm like, no, I'm just gonna have to copy somebody. You have to be like, yep, let's look at someone else's emotes and just do a Storm Force Games version of that. I have started to follow a lot of other streamers lately. More popular people, like big names. Just because I get a lot of entertainment from that for some reason. I don't typically enjoy watching big streamers. But some of them in particular I have enjoyed, so starting to get like a whole new, kind of like a second life with this streaming thing. Doesn't mean I'm going to change up what I play. It's still going to be largely farming simulator, but I do have a lot of other stuff I'm going to be bringing in too. I may start playing Super Mario Maker again. I haven't decided on that. Animal Crossing and the whole 9 yards. Like, I want to branch out. Particularly on my my evening streams. Save the farming simulator for during the day. And maybe one of these, maybe one of these days I'll find a GTA. I'll find a GTA server to play on again. Gosh, the frame rate is just so bad. Gotta do a lot of fixing in this game. Starting to get dark on this map. Turn on the flashlight there. New Era RP? I've heard of New Day. I know New Day is pretty big. I haven't heard of New Era. Yeah, the one that I had been playing on for a long time was called Encore. Encore RP, but the owner decided to just shut down one day. So a lot of people that were on that server went and created their own, which I was really excited about. Whoops. Sorry about that, bot. The bot got you. I can still see your link though, so I get that. But yeah, a lot of people that were on the old Encore server, they moved to this other one that was made. There were two different ones that were being made. One was a closed community that you had to apply for, and we were told that like everybody would get, you know, a whitelist into this new server. So everybody applied, and they denied a large amount of us, including myself. Like, a lot of us were just flat out denied, and we were all like, what the fuck? Like, you told us that you were going to give us basically a free pass into here. And there was a lot of backpedaling, like, oh, well, I never said that, and, you know, all this stuff. So a lot of us went to this other one that was being created, and we were expecting that it was going to be very similar to the one we had played on before. But as it turns out, it really wasn't at all. Like, it was very, very different. And, really? You serious? So, I got basically just a little discouraged by it. And there was a lot of anxiety because, like, we didn't know how to do a lot of stuff. Like, even the controls, the basic controls were different. So, I was just like, you know what? I'm not gonna bother with this. So, Diabolical Diabetic and myself, we were both members of this other community, this Encore community. And we really enjoyed it. Like, it was a lot of fun. The community was great. But, when they decided to shut down, it was just sad. So we both went on to this new one, and neither one of us really liked it, so we both kind of just walked away from it. And so one of these days I'll find one that is good. I actually had an invite to OCRP, which is like one of the biggest ones out there. But at the same time I got that invite, I got an invite for the Encore one. So I was like, well, you know, I'll do the Encore one. And man, what a mistake that was, you know, like turning that invite down to OCRP, because if I had gotten into OCRP, like that could have done a lot for my streaming. Like, streaming on Encore did, like, I got a lot of followers and a lot of viewers from that. My community grew quite a bit. None of them come around anymore because I don't play anymore, but if I had gone to OCRP, like, holy crap. That would have been so cool. And one of these days I'll probably reapply for them, but their applications are only open for, you know, very, very small amounts of time. It's a very exclusive server. And very hard to get into. So even if I had an invite to join, you know, it doesn't mean that I would get in. It just means that I'd have a chance at interviewing, and hopefully I would be able to, you know, impress somebody. I really enjoy doing RP on GTA, but having a server with systems in place to make it easy to actually play the game is a lot better than having to struggle just to play the game and then trying to RP on top of that. And that was my biggest issue. Like, I was struggling just to do basic things in the city, like eat. And if you don't eat, you die. So, like, when you can't eat, it's problematic. And you're not supposed to break character ever, so you can't just ask somebody, like, hey, like, what buttons do you press to eat food? There's like this whole secret lingo you have to say, like, oh, well, you flex your E muscle, which means you press the E button on your keyboard. And I'm like, this is fucking dumb. Just say, like, hey, button, just press E. I get that they want it to be immersive, but sometimes it's just a little much. All right. I have all these trees cut. We'll fast forward time to tomorrow. Not too interested in it. Yeah, I mean, it's not for everybody. Obviously, you have to be into that sort of thing. I wasn't... Originally, I didn't think it was going to be as much fun as I had doing it. But I definitely had fun doing it when I... You know, when I actually got into it and started doing it. But again, not for everybody. It's just the way it works out sometimes. So I have all these trees, but I don't have the equipment to get rid of said trees right now. I'm trying to think. Do I want to just carry these logs to the lumber mill, or do I actually want to just chip them up? I'm trying to think of what is going to be the better option, because the wood chipper is expensive and I need to basically I need to lease a tractor that's powerful enough to drive it. Yeah, man. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for being here, dude. Appreciate it very much. Hope you have a wonderful evening now, I guess, over there. So this one here requires less horsepower, but it costs like over twice what this one costs. But this one costs about half of what that one costs, needs higher horsepower, which means I have to lease a tractor as well. Man, what a pain. I don't think I can even afford to lease this. It would be at least $9,400 to lease this. I don't have that much money. What I'm thinking is I might just end up leaving the trees there for now. I also don't know how much longer I'm going to stream for. I've been streaming for an hour and a half. I was going to go until 2, but as I said earlier, my sleeping schedule is not quite where it needs to be right now, and I'm really overtired. So what I might do is actually, I think this is probably a good place to take a break. And then we will come back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern for more of these shenanigans. Boy, that train is just moving. It's just cruising. Trying to think. The other thing that we could do too is we have a contract here for baling of Field 9. It doesn't bring in a lot of money, but money's money. So we're gonna stop here and take a we'll leave it until tomorrow. There is an earthquake happening right now before we get too far into this. Just off the coast of Sendai. You can see it happening. Intensity of 2, Miyagi Prefecture. Intensity of 1, Iwate. 1, Fukushima. 1, Akita. Doesn't look like it's going to be strong enough to generate a tsunami. But if you're in the Sendai region, Fukushima region, possibly some shaking happening. The intensity's still going up though, so 4.3 magnitude at a depth of 60 kilometers. It's under the ocean though, so I mean, there could be the potential for small waves. I don't believe it's going to be strong enough to generate a tsunami advisory or a warning. But interesting nonetheless. 2 in Kawasaki, 1 in Sendai. And it's starting to fall off. So anyway, so we're going to wrap things up for today. I will be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. And I'm hoping tomorrow I will have the juice to go until 2. But this was a good start to our new stream schedule. I'm excited. You know, if this could work. Don't know. Anyway, I'm just trying to. I'm like so tired. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do here. All right, we're gonna wrap things up. Let's play the closing music. Let's get out of here. We will see you all tomorrow, 11 a.m. So new schedule. Check it out on Twitter, on the Twitch panels down below, and on my Twitch page, and on the Discord as well. So thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.